أكبر.
My name is Amir. I'm from Omdurman. Fond of heritage, I majored in anthropology. Since childhood, I have been obsessed of Sudanese life details in such beloved country that is similar to a continent. I'm extremely interested in coexistence of the community fabric in Al-Masalma residential quarter based in Omdurman, where I was born and grew up. It is a model for homeland. The images of churches and mosques became familiar to my eyes. Premises of both are adjacent. Calling for prayer and church bells break silence from time to time. Love and peace bring inhabitants together. They seem to be one family. Christianity is the most ancient religion, adopted by the Nubian kingdoms before the dawn of Islam in Sudan, which took place peacefully. Life remained in such a peaceful situation up to now. I kept embark on links conducive to profound dialogue and intimacy between the two religions, particularly in Al-Masalma. I went to the outskirts of Khartoum, where I met with many people. I frequently gained tales that helped me write my research depending on both Muslims and Christians. The tales go on smoothly in sequence. My job is to arrange them systematically and in an acceptable and precise way. Laymen, along with all educated people, would narrate their tales. While touring the capital, I collected stories everywhere. I did so before producing this documentary. Dr. Nasri Morgus, a pharmacist and researcher engaged in cultures and heritage, looks thoroughly into stories. He believes that some experiences are exotic and never confronted with the cultural and social context. I have heard the tale of Najib Kabashi in this residential area. He was a unique man. One of the largest streets in Al-Masalma was named after him. Here the events of the story occurred about 100 years ago. For more documentation, I met several times with his granddaughter and grandsons, narrating details in order to connect them with each other. Some were narrated by his brother Najib Kabashi and his grandsons residing in Al-Masalma. I relied on his granddaughter in acting the events once again. We set off after she gained approval from successors of the ancient Sufi sect founded by Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi. I can sum up the story this way. Najib's parents waited for a long time anxiously to have a baby. They married for more than 7 years. They consulted many of the physicians of that time with no avail. I depend on Maria as a source in talking about the belongings of Najib's mother. She is her granddaughter. The tale says that Najib's mother, while chatting with her female companions, was recommended to see Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi in the outskirts of Khartoum north. Maria said that her grandmother led a life full of contradictory feelings, specifically when she accompanied her husband to Sheikh al-Kabashi village. The Sufist atmosphere was full of purity and calmness. The people were tolerant and generous. They welcomed them warmly. But they waited for a long time to see Sheikh al-Kabashi. They were told that the Sheikh had entered the cave for worship. When they met Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi, after he came out of the cave, he raised his hands to the sky and invoked Allah Almighty to bless them. Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi had died when she gave birth to the baby boy. The parents decided to call him Najib Kabashi. It is a compound name. Najib is the church's name, and he was called Kabashi after Sheikh Ibrahim. So the boy carried both the names. While in his first year, he was taken to the successor or Khalifa of Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi, who treaded on the same steps of his father. All the Sufis do so. Sufism represents a pillar in the life of the Sudanese community, and the Sheikh is a key player in education, social solidarity, economy and tribal ties, as well as medication. Therefore, so many Sudanese resort to the Sufist to solve their problems. Growing up in tolerance in Al-Masalma quarter, Najib Kabashi became a unique person. He grew up sticking to the profound, to the deep-rooted love. His merchant ties flourished over years. He grew up sticking to the profound, to the deep-rooted love. His merchandise flourished over the years. Sporadic tales in Omdurman were narrated about his biography as though it was imaginative. According to narrators, Najib Kabashi used to contribute remarkably to mosques, churches, or khalwas, Quranic schools, that is. He also contributed to charity projects such as the rehabilitation of schools, hospitals and parks. Najib Kabashi had distinct relations with the Islamic religion and its leading figures similar to his relations with Christians. He constituted a reflection of the community in which he was born. Above all, he had distinguished connection with politicians during the national governments following the independence of the Sudan. At the family level, Najib Kabashi's family, including his grandsons and granddaughters, still have profound ties with the family of Sheikh Ibrahim al-Kabashi and his successors. The inhabitants of Al-Masalma quarter, situated in Omdurman, went on this track. All Sudanese are marked by this merit. There is no discrimination in Sudan on religious or ethnic grounds.